I'll try to make the session worthwhile for who all are listening today. So let me just start with the session. I think you can share the slide, madam. Yeah. I think I'm audible to everybody.
Yes,
Can I get any response from anyone?
yes, ma'am. Is the slides visible, ma'am?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. You're audible, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So let us start with the topic which is assigned to us. So this is the topic of today. For the 7-day national level virtual FDP, I am handling leadership skills for teachers. Myself, Dr. Asha Joseph, they have already given an introduction about me. Can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So leadership skills for teachers, that is the topic given to me. What are leadership skills? So leadership skills, those are the strengths and abilities individuals demonstrate that help to oversee the processes, guide initiatives, and steer their peers toward achievement of goals. So it is a very vast topic, and many of you are already familiar with the topic, but still I would like to put my views onto it. So you can say leadership, teacher leadership, that qualities that and the teacher leadership skills do not solely transpire within the walls of educational institutions. So what we have to do is, even in off hours, that is our way of life, right? An organization's essence is actually created by the norms and expectations of its leaders. So teachers, actually, the leadership shapes and solidifies significant educational change and is an essential cornerstone to all the classroom activities, departments, schools, and district improvements. Okay. So what are the different qualities or the skills of a teacher? I have listed out many of the qualities the teacher should have as a leader. So those are empathy, analytical skills, agile and adaptable, courageous, committed and motivated. Communication, definitely it should be there for a teacher. And love for learning, that is, we can say the lifelong learning, we can call it as. And the teacher should be relationship builders. They should honor the best practices. They should have the patience and they should be motivators, and they should be able to make decisions. Innovation and creativity should be the one of the characteristic of a teacher leader. And if I have to say a few words about each one of these terms, empathy, what does empathy mean? So many of the times we can say that empathy, it is misunderstood with the term sympathy. It is definitely, empathy is not the word sympathy, because empathy is the term empathy means we are putting ourselves into others' shoes. Okay. So it creates a safe and welcoming learning environment. It fosters encouragement. It is open-minded. And definitely you can say empathy means being self-aware, capitalizing on unique strengths to accomplish school goals or organizational goals. Then the teacher should have analytical skills. Analytical skill means, again, you should be able to assess educational strategies and the quality of resources. We should be goal-oriented people, and we need to have strategic in clarifying common student misconceptions. We should be a critical thinker who encourages reflective practices, and we should be adaptable. Adaptable means adapt to the curriculum content, and we should be generating attention grabbing and creative curriculum, and we should be innovative with multimedia approaches. And then courageous. Why teachers should be called as courageous person? That means we need to conduct inclusive conversations on social justice initiatives. This is one point I will talk about. Then teachers should be committed and motivated as well. So that means we are, as a teacher, we are accountable and action oriented. We are accountable for the whatever the students are doing, and we are accountable for the work responsibilities given to us. And we should be organized planner who prioritize in which direction, momentum, and vision. And we should be the person representing. We should be the ambassadors, right? And we should be supporting the development of colleagues and settings for the students to thrive. Then comes the love for learning. That love for learning, that point I will discuss in later. Communication and connection. Again, communication and connection, one of the characteristic of a teacher leader. I'll come to that later. Uh, Can you go to the next slide? So these are some of the teachers leadership skills for teachers. You can say that it is divided into six teacher leader traits as well as characteristics of effective leaders. The six teacher leader traits, if you see, if you arrange these terms in a different way, you can see that it is excite, experts, explorers, inspirational leaders, uh, change agents, exceptional communicators, trustworthy colleagues. So if you see, we should be an expert. That means we should be visionary thinkers or inspirational leaders. We should have the strategic planning and execution capacity. We should have something known as emotional intelligence, and we should be flexible and adaptable. And we should always have strong communication and have the ethical behavior. So, what do you mean by the first point? So, let me confine to the last six points, that is the characteristics of the effective leaders. By knowing the characteristics of effective leaders, we may uh, actually develop some more skills and try to become the leaders in nation-wise or internationally, global, world-class leaders, right? So, first we need to know what is meant by visionary thinking. Next slide, please. The definition of visionary thinking, it is, you can say that visionary thinking is seeing the world as it could be, not just as it is or what it has always been, right? So this is the quote I have just taken from our great leader, Mahatma Gandhi ji. Next slide. Be the change you want to see in the world, right? One of our great leader already have taught us what it should be. Be the change you want to see in the world. That means you have got big, crazy ideas, right? You have got big ideas, crazy ideas, but definitely it is forward thinking ideas. So those are the ideas that just might change the way the world works. So that means if you have such great ideas, you will be considered as a visionary. What is the importance of visionary thinking as a key leadership skill? The reason is the leadership skill. It enables leaders to set a clear and inspiring direction for the organization. It helps leaders to anticipate future trends and challenges. It facilitates innovation and risk taking. Am I audible? Any problem with the audio?
No, ma'am. You're audible,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. So it creates a sense of purpose and meaning for employers. And the visionary thinkers or the visionaries, they have what exactly is visionary leadership? So visionary leadership, you can say that it encourages innovation and collaboration by building a vision inspired by a common goal. So such leaders, they develop the core values of the team, such as integrity and discipline. And the leadership style encourages creativity, encourages members to develop individual skills, and improves morale in the workplace. And definitely, the visionary leaders, they have a clear picture of what the future could look like and set out action plans to realize that vision. And the other characteristics of visionary leadership, as I told before, it is one of the characteristics is persistence. That means to excel as a visionary leader, you need to demonstrate consistent resilience and optimism, and regardless of any challenges, right? And visionary leaders see obstacles as an opportunity for growth, and they face challenges with the zeal to become better. And as innovators, they can use their confidence and creativity to inspire the team. And visionary leaders are always should be risk taking or risk takers. So they should adapt at taking calculated risk to improve for as a business or in education. You should be a forward-thinking leader. We should understand the value of taking risk and know how to take calculated risk to benefit the team of or the organization. And then creativity. Visionary leaders are not only appreciative their creativity, but they also display it. That is one of the greatest strength, right? And the visionary leaders should know when to abandon the norm and craft creative approaches to solve problems. And flexibility, again, they should be flexible enough, they should be adaptable and trust, again, another skill of a visionary leader. So they should be in a position to, what should I say, uh, the trust is actually essential within an organization. So you need to gain the trust of your team as they work toward the organization's objectives. And they should show emotional intelligence. They should be strategic thinkers. They should be goal-oriented. They should be collaborative. Visionary leader, they understands the importance of human resources and supports their team members. Can you go to the next slide? Which if the visionary leader should the visionary thinking will definitely will help the individuals and organization to look beyond their current circumstances and see the future they want to create. And the visionary leader, they are inspirational, they are collaborative, they encourages innovation and growth. And the visionary leaders, they definitely give respect as well as they take respect. Okay, so you need to respect others' ideas. That will ensure that they feel confident. And this the diversity of perspectives is actually it is nurtured to ensure increased productivity. So when the employees feel respected by their leaders, it encourages mutual respect among team members as well. So you can say that visionary leadership can improve your brand, your recognition. Visionary leaders fosters unity in the workplace. So as teachers, we need to foster unity in the workplace. And visionary leadership definitely drives growth and development. And there are some tips I would like to give you to become a visionary leader. That means, first, you need to have in-depth knowledge about the organization you are working for. You need to adopt unconventional thinking methods. You need to cultivate relevant relationships. And definitely, always you need to assess your vision. So we have in our country, or we had in our country, such different visionary leaders. For example, our former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He was the President of India and a scientist who made significant contributions to India's space program and was known for his passionate advocacy for education and technology. And other person, our former President of India again, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who is the former President of India and a renowned scholar and philosopher, who emphasized the importance of education for a developing country like India. Mrs. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, the first female president of the United Nations General Assembly, and she was an Indian diplomat who was a visionary leader in education, diplomacy, and women's rights. So overall, if you see, visionary thinking is a key aspect of strategic planning and leadership, and is essential for driving progress and achieving meaningful change. Next slide, please. So how teachers can develop visionary thinking skills? So I have already given you so many different points about how to achieve this. So in simple words, teachers can develop visionary skills or visionary thinking skills by continually seeking new knowledge and experiences, embracing change and innovation, setting big goals, and encouraging creativity and critical thinking in themselves and in their students. They can also engage in reflexive practices, collaborate with colleagues, and seek out mentorship and coaching opportunities. Additionally, creating a growth mindset and embracing lifelong learning attitude that can also foster visionary thinking in teachers. So we need to know first of all, what you are worth. That means you should know your worth, and definitely you need to embrace the change. Next slide. So we can only, as a visionary thinker or visionary leader, we can only see a short distance ahead, but we can see plenty there that needs to be done. This was said by Alan Turing, British computer scientist. Next slide. The next skill or the characteristic of the visionary or the leader or the teacher uh, leader, or I should call leader teacher. Okay, so next characteristic is strategic planning and execution. The definition, or how do you define strategic planning? Strategic planning is the process of defining the direction of an organization and making decisions on resource allocation to achieve its goals. So here, when we are talking about resource allocation, that is a term everybody is familiar with, right? So if I ask the computer science engineers what is meant by resource allocation, immediately they'll say allocating memory, allocating printer or scanner and other devices to a system. So that is resource allocation. But in our scenario, what is resource allocation? What are the resources? Our employees, our colleagues, our students, those are the resources, right? So strategic planning is very important because it provides a roadmap for an organization to follow in order to achieve its goals and objectives. Next slide, please. It helps the organization to clarify its mission and vision. So by defining its purpose, an organization can prioritize its activities and allocate its resources effectively. And the strategic planning definitely it will helps us to assess the environment. The strategic plan helps an organization to understand the external factors that may impact its operations, such as competition, technology, and regulations. And it will help us to align resources. Aligned resources means a strategic plan ensures that all members of an organization are working toward the same goals and that resources are being used very efficiently. The importance of strategic planning, again, it measures progress. A strategic plan provides a framework for tracking progress and making course corrections as needed. It increases competitiveness. A well-designed strategic plan can give an organization a competitive advantage by enabling it to respond effectively to challenges and opportunities. So in short, strategic planning helps organization to be focused, adapt to change, and achieve their long-term goals. Again, if I have to say the examples of some strategic leaders in education, I need to say about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. Krishnan, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, our chairman of AICT, or worldwide, if you see Bill Gates, Michelle Reeve, or Dan Ravitch, some of these people are, you can call them as the strategic planners. And how teachers can develop strategic planning and execution skills. Teachers can develop strategic planning and execution skills by continuously seeking professional development opportunities, or even seeking feedback from the colleagues, setting clear goals and objectives, and creating step-by-step plan for achieving their goals, staying organized. They can also seek guidance from education leaders and experts. And by incorporating whatever skills I have explained before, including the creativity and communication skills, they can these skills, if they practice daily, teachers can become more effective and successful in their roles. Next slide. So next slide, it talks about the emotional intelligence. What do you mean by emotional? Till now, we used to have one term, IQ. IQ was intelligence quotient. Now there is another term introduced, EQ, that is emotional intelligence quotient, right? So emotional intelligence, we can say that it refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's own emotions and those of others. It encompasses skills such as empathy, self-awareness, self-regulation, and social skills. So the emotional intelligence, it is very important in personal and professional relationships as it enables individuals to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts, and build positive relationships. So it is again, it is we can say that mm, in a way it will allow us to, or it will teach us how to be disciplined, right? So there are some actually there are some blocks to okay, why first we will see what is the importance of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is important because it helps individuals to improve relationships. So in the emotional intelligence helps. individuals to understand their own emotions and those of others, leading to better communication and stronger relationships. And it will definitely manage stress and emotions. So the EI, the emotional intelligence skills such as self-awareness, self-regulation, can help individuals to manage their own emotions and reduce stress. And it will enhance decision making. By considering the emotional impact of decisions, individuals with high intelligence quotient or high emotional intelligence are better able to make thoughtful and effective decisions. It improves conflict resolution, right? The emotional intelligence enables individuals to understand the emotions behind any conflicts, it leading to more effective resolution. It fosters personal growth. By developing self-awareness and emotional regulation, individuals with high emotional intelligence are better equipped to understand their own strengths and limitations and make positive changes in their life. So, what we need to avoid the mental blocks to self-discipline, we need to challenge our own perceptions and we need to find motivational activities. We need to practice comfort even with failure. So how it will allow us to the emotional intelligence, it will allow us to be self-disciplined, right? So how to be disciplined? There are few steps we can say that make practice a habit. As with any skill, we need to practice, right? You need to practice self-discipline on a daily basis and focus on one self-discipline skill at a time. And you need to define your expectations clearly and you need to set personal goals. Remember that failure is part of succeeding. So if you do all these things, you can try to become emotionally intelligent leaders in education. So some examples of again emotionally intelligent leaders in education, those include Steve Jobs, the former CEO of Apple, Sir Ken Robinson, educationist and author, Sri Ravi Shankar, or you can say the Sadhguru, right? Or Padma Shri awardee Sonam. Um, such people we have in worldwide, if you see, or even in India, if you see, there are so many different people who are the examples of emotionally intelligent leaders in education. So in the workplace, emotional intelligence can also contribute to career success by improving leadership skills, teamwork, and overall job performance. Next slide. So how teachers can develop? I was actually explaining all these things. Teachers can develop emotional intelligence skills by practicing. One is self-awareness, second one is self-regulation, third one is empathy, social skills, and motivation. So we can do this by regularly reflecting on their emotions and behavior, seeking feedback from others. That is very important actually, seeking feedback from others. And practice active listening, right? So if you have to become a good uh, person or good even a talker, the one who gives speeches, right? You need to be an active listener and putting themselves in others' shoes, developing strong relationship with students and colleagues, and setting personal and professional goals to continuously improve. The next point is also again, so there are a few more points. The how we can say emotional intelligence skills in workplace. These are the 4 points you need to think when you are in workplace. So one is keep your body in good shape. That means you have to be healthy. One thing. Second one is you need to be aware of your body language. Second, establish emotional barriers where you can keep limits, right? And keep a flexible mindset, understand and consider your organization's value. This will definitely will help, or these are some of the skills which you need to practice at workplace. Next point is flexibility and adaptability. Ma'am, next slide. Flexibility and adaptability. These refer to the ability to adjust to changes and respond to new situations effectively. So this involves being open to new ideas and approaches, as well as the capacity to quickly switch between tasks and responsibilities. So these flexibility and adaptability, they are important uh, because Today, if you see, it is fast growing, right? Each and every technology, each and every the way the generation, right? The way our own children talk to us, our own students talk to us, it is completely different from what we were doing in our childhood, right? So we should be in a position to be flexible. We should be in a position to be adaptable to the environment, constantly changing environment, and it will help us as individuals and organizations to navigate new challenges and opportunities. Why this flexibility and adaptability it is important? Flexibility and adaptability, they are important skills because they enable leaders to respond to change, one thing. So in today's rapidly changing environment, leaders need to be able to not to adapt to new challenges and opportunities. And we are better equipped with to lead our organizations through uncertainty and transition. That is one thing. Second one is encourage innovation. Flexible and adaptive leaders are open to new ideas and approaches, which can foster a culture of innovation and progress within an organization. It will allow us to improve decision making. By considering a range of options and approaches, flexible and adaptive leaders are better equipped to make informed decisions that meet the needs of their organization. And foster, next point is foster resilience. So flexible and adaptive leaders are better equipped to bounce back from the setbacks and challenges, and they will be able to maintain a positive outlook even in the face of adversity. And then build strong teams. Flexible and adaptive leaders encourage their teams to embrace change and be open to ideas, which can lead to increased collaboration, teamwork, and productivity. So, in short, if I have to say, flexibility and adaptability are important leadership skills that enable leaders to navigate change for innovation and build resilient and productive teams. How teachers can develop flexibility and adaptability skills. When I talk about this again, some of our Indian examples of flexible and adaptable leaders in education it include Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, Dr. Jitendra Singh, Dr. Bhushan Patwardhan, and some of these people. So actually, even we can develop flexibility and adaptability skills by being open-minded and receptive to any change and embrace new methods and technologies. And here also again, regularly you need to seek feedbacks and learning from failures, even having a growth mindset. So one will say, if anybody, if you need to even ready to be learning from a baby, right? So nowadays, if you see, the kids are much better informed than us. So we should be adaptable, we should be flexible, we should be ready to learn from them. So additionally, you can say regularly practicing mindfulness, stress management, and time management can also enhance their adaptability. Strong communication skills. So that is the next trait or characteristic of a leader. Uh, so strong communications are the ability to effectively convey information and ideas, both verbally and in writing. They are critical leadership skills. Why they are important? Strong communication skills are the ability to effectively convey information and ideas. So they are critical leadership skills because they enable the leaders to clarify expectations. That means clear and effective communications helps leader to set expectations and goals, ensuring that all the team members are working toward the same objectives. Second, why it is important, it's again, it will allow us to build trust. Leaders who communicate effectively are better able to build trust and rapport with their team members and stakeholders. It will allow us to resolve conflicts. Strong communication skills are essential for resolving conflicts and negotiating solutions that meet the needs of all parties. And again, it will allow us to inspire and motivate. So leaders who communicate effectively are better able to inspire and motivate their teams and build a positive and productive workplace culture. and again, improve decision making, right? By effectively communicating relevant information and perspectives, leaders are better equipped to make informed and effective decisions. So, what we have to see. So, this is one of the very important characteristic a leader should have. If we are talking, suppose we are talking about you are as a person, you are talking about a relationship management to a person who is working under you. So your relationship management skills generally improve with other components of emotional intelligence, other skills of leadership, right? So the to be an effective communicator, you should be asking for constructive feedback. You should know your own values. You should be learning new skills. You should hold yourself accountable. You should practice being calm. You should be setting goals, right? So those are some of the different. It is you can say out of the many. If you research, if you do research on communication as part of the leadership skill, right? You will see so many different terms and points they are mentioning 10 essential leadership skills or 15 essential skills or like that. So there are so many different people who we will see as the Indian examples of effective communicators, right? If you see, there are many trolls in India, right? If you see the Facebook or Instagram or any social media, many times you may be coming across the trolls against our Shashi Tharoor, right? The reason is he is having really good communication skill, but most of the time, to people will say to even to wish that what Happy New Year. There'll be people will be writing long sentences. Okay, this is said by this particular person. Even if people are trying to actually tease or make fun at that particular person, but think about his communication or communicative mechanism. He has good communication skills, right? So as a leader, so to become a leader, when we were in schools, right, we used to have the competitions on writing skills. We used to have competitions on the speech, right? So write a or uh, one topic will be given, and you may be able to talk about that topic just before the speech, 1 minute before it will be given, and you are supposed to talk about it, right? So communication and communication, why it is more important compared to other traits? It is because it it makes connection between people, right? It makes the relationship strong. So it has the communication and connection. It has the ability to network and unite individuals, groups, communities, affiliates to, towards a common cause, right? So here recently, I need to say about this particular story, this thing. AI City has asked us to undergo training on UHV, Universal Human Values. So that is one of the thing. Most of the teachers go attend, trained, get back, and they are becoming the trainers for other people. So this is one of the media or one of the values you need to learn. So that is it is again connected with the other trait I'm talking about, that is ethics. But nowadays, people are given more importance to talk about communication, why it is more important. And to communicate properly, first you need to become a very good listener, active listener, who paraphrases, who mediates, who uses conflict resolution strategies, right? So why we have to have be a proper communicator, right? Why we should have as a leader, our communication should be more effective when we are into the field of research, right? Some people, they may not be studied, they may not have so much very big education, right? But still they are good communicators. Such people you will be seeing in many different social media. They will be talking about many different ideas. Maybe they will be putting their concepts. They are going forward, so they are collaborating with administrators. They are so. Effective communicators, as an effective communicator, you need to collaborate with administrators, you need to collaborate with colleagues, legislative leaders, parents, and students. So to communicate some things to the parents about our students, right? This is one mechanism you need to have. And communication and connection, it facilitates large and small groups and ignites others' interest in educational issues. If you have to talk about education issues, we need to become proper effective communicators. And we should be in a position to manage group dynamics and sensitivity with and skill. So it is, if you are good effective communicators, it is a trustworthy and transparent team players. How teachers can develop strong communication skills? So teachers can develop strong communication skills by practicing, again, active listening, clearly articulating ideas, using appropriate body language and tone, and again, seeking feedback from others. They can also take courses or workshops to improve their public speaking, writing, and interpersonal communication skills. So when I just wanted to talk about how to improve your public speaking. This is one of the tips I have learned. I usually don't share with anyone, but this is a platform for me to share. Suppose if you are physically appearing in any social media, the very first thing you need to do just before giving a public speech is to make yourself bigger. How do you make yourself bigger? Any idea? How do you make yourself bigger? Stand in front of the podium, stand in front of the mic, and take a deep breath and try to pull yourself together. And then definitely there is a physical difference in you if you do that, right? And it will help you to communicate properly. So teachers can observe and learn from effective communicators and incorporate new techniques into their own communication style. Okay, let me go to the next ethical behavior. This is again one of the skills a leader should have, ethical behavior. Ethical behavior refers to actions that are in accordance with moral principles and values. It is characterized by honesty, fairness, responsibility, and respect for others. So ethical behavior, which involves making decisions that balance personal and social interests and that take into account the well-being of all those affected by the outcome of those decisions. Next slide, please. What is the importance of ethical behavior? Ethical behavior is important because uh, it builds trust and credibility with stakeholders. Who are all the stakeholders? Stakeholders are the people who are, we can say, the interested parties. When you talk about the organization, an institution, an educational institution, who all are the stakeholders? The stakeholders are your management, your colleagues, your staff working under you, your students, the parents of your students. Those are the stakeholders. So you should be, if your ethical behavior is crucial to build trust and credibility with the stakeholders. And it obviously promotes a positive workplace culture. It helps make fair and moral decisions. It enhances reputation and image. It increases employee morale and motivation. So this is ethical values, you can say, or ethical behavior sets a good example for others. So examples of, again, some of the examples of ethical leaders in education, again, I need to say about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, uh, Dr. Kiran Bedi, maybe Mukesh Ambani. So some of these people I need to talk as the examples for ethical leaders. How teachers can develop ethical behavior? Teachers can develop ethical behavior by setting a good example, regularly reflecting on their own values and beliefs, promoting ethical discussions and decision making in the classroom, staying informed of professional code of ethics, and seeking guidance and mentorship from experienced and ethical leaders. Right? So again, there are few work ethical skills. Yeah, these are some of the work ethical skills we should have as a leader or a teacher leader. You need to be accountability. So you need to be accountable for your own actions. Discipline. We should be disciplined, self-disciplined. We should be honest in the work, whatever we are doing. We should be humble, humility, integrity, quality work, responsibility, teamwork, time management, and how we can achieve all these things. How we can achieve these work ethical skills or ethics skills, work ethics skills. So by minimizing the distractions, even when you were small, we were studying. People used to say, our parents used to say, or our teachers used to say, sit in a place where it is calm and quiet, so that you will not have any distraction. You can study well. The same principle is, you can say, it is you can apply over here also to have a work ethic skills, minimize distractions. You need to set goals. Definitely, when you are setting the goals for whatever you want to achieve, uh, you will have you should have ethics, right? So then take notice of how you spend your time, whether you are spending your time without whether you're spending your time with your family, whether you're spending with your students, quality time you're spending with them or not. Stay organized. First, you should be organized. Then only you can preach, right? Then only you can talk to your students that, or you have to talk the interested parties that you should be organized. Practice balance. It is very important that you should have work and off work life balance, right? And believe in what you are working on. So that first you need to believe on yourself, believe in what you're working on, then you can talk to the other people and try to inculcate these values in them. And then obviously manage your time wisely. Next point. So these are what are the different ways to demonstrate work ethic. Put away things that might distract you from your work. Or you can even ask your colleague who is trustable or mentors to help you identify areas for improvement. Again, spend your time wisely on the given task and you align as a order your goals and prioritize each and every task which is given. Organize your notes, you organize your email inbox or workspaces. This will allow you to more focused on the work and you can have time management and automation. And you need to take breaks throughout the day and practice a healthy work-life balance to avoid burnout. And you need to identify aspects of your work that motivate you, such as tasks, goals, or colleagues. Next point. This, as I was telling before, these are some of the leaders you can see. The leaders I was talking about. You will be talking, or you can say about them as one of some of the very good leaders or great leaders. And these people, if you see, they had the love for learning, right? The lifelong learning. Till the moment our former president APJ Abdul Kalam passed away, I should say, he was working, he was giving a speech. So a love of learning actively keeps class material modern and relevant. Confidently asks through uh, provoking questions that about practices and efficiency of procedures. Continually tries to self-improve, seeking feedback often. A love of learning means next slide. This is again, this is not from India. This is from outside people. You can see I have given the picture of Obama, Michelle Nelson Mandela, and Michelle Reed, Steve Jobs. These are some of the people you can call them as the leaders in different fields. So they had continually tries to improve. They have tried to seek feedback. They have displayed genuine interest in people and learning processes. They educate and
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Dear participants, our resource person will be joining us soon. We are sorry for the inconvenience.
Am I
Excuse
audible?
me, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Yeah. I think I have got disconnected from here somehow.
No issues.
Uh, okay. So can you go to the next slide, please? So if I have to say in a nutshell, these are some of the points I would like to. Up to where have you heard?
Ma'am, previous slide, ma'am.
Previous slide. Okay. So I was just talking about some of the leaders over here. So who has gone shown integrity, who has shown their whatever skills I have explained in their life. So these were the people who I have mentioned over here, Michelle or Obama or Nelson Mandela. Such people, if you see, they have practiced all these different leadership skills. So if I have to say in a nutshell, these individuals are known for their ability to clearly and effectively communicate their ideas, visions, and solutions to various education-related challenges. And these leaders, they demonstrate emotional intelligence by being self-aware, having empathy, being able to regulate their emotions, and having strong social skills, which actually allowed them to effectively communicate and lead others. Please go to the next slide. And as a conclusion, what I would like to say is leadership skills for teachers are a combination of various skill or various important qualities and competencies, including visionary thinking, strategic planning and execution, and emotional intelligence, flexibility, adaptability, effective communication, and ethical behavior. So we need to make these skills as a practice, make it as a practice, focus on one discipline skill at a time, define, next slide please, define your expectations clearly, set personal goals. Remember that even if you fail, failure is part of succeeding. Or you can have some self-discipline exercises like meditate for 10 minutes a day, make your bed, eliminate distractions, practice gratitude. That is one point I have actually not added in my uh, slides. Practice gratitude, taking time to recognize small wins or points of joy throughout your day. That can help you increase and maintain motivation. You might even consider making it as a practice to write down the things you are grateful for at the end of each day. Revisit your goals regularly. That is another thing you can do. Keeping your goals in mind can help you stay motivated and disciplined. Write down your goals and display them on your desk or computer. Make time to celebrate small joys or wins. Or if you are passing any key milestones, that is also should be celebrated, right? So these are some of the things which will allow you to um, become leaders, right? And we may have to use our emotional intelligence skill in the workplace. And there are some cases you may have to change our emotional intelligence as analytical intelligence, right? And some places analytical intelligence will work, but emotional intelligence will not work. So again, I just would like to say one more word about the emotional intelligence. So that is a person's ability to successfully identify and manage their own emotions and those of the people around them. So the emotional intelligence, it will allow us to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, and it will allow us as a teacher. We are almost most of the time we'll be doing coaching and motivating others, right? So it will allow us to create collaborative environment too. So teachers can develop these skills by engaging in continuous professional development, seeking feedback and reflection, building relationships, practicing active listening, setting goals and taking action, embrace change. So leadership skills, you can say that they are crucial for teachers in this are as a final thought, let me just say.
This is very crucial for teachers in higher education institutions as they play a vital role in creating and maintaining positive and productive learning environment. Effective leadership skills help teachers to communicate effectively, motivate and engage students, manage resources and time efficiently, and make informed decisions that benefit both students and the institution. So it is not just the students we should be looking forward. You should be thinking about our own organization, right? So when we grow, our students grow, our organization grow. Finally, again, it is our own growth. So each and every one of us should consider ourselves as part of the team, right? It's not just always being a leader, and we may have to give chance for others to be the leader also, right? So that means you need to have proper relationship management skills also. So a person who can successfully self manage as having self awareness and can understand the emotions of those around them has a higher chance of developing long lasting and healthy relationships. So the how to improve your relationship management, that is by sharing your feelings, putting yourself in someone else's position, paying attention to non-verbal cues presented by you and others, imagining yourself in someone else's place, or listening to other people. So those are some of the methods you can. It will actually allow us to say be in self control and social awareness, or manage, or even potential employers are generally interested in understanding how you will be using your skills for the benefit of your organization. So in conclusion, let me say developing and enhancing leadership skills is essential for teachers in higher education institution to excel in their own roles, as well as to make a lasting impact on students. Next one. So this is the final slide I would like to show. If you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving. So this was said by Martin Luther King, civil rights activist. But I think we can also apply as teachers, as teacher leaders. We can apply in our life. So keeping a constantly positive outlook and showing that you can see opportunity in everything, even in failure, those are also crucial to demonstrating that you have a healthy mindset and good leadership skills. So it is time for me to wind up here. Any questions, you are welcome. Once again, I thank IoT